Welcome to the Raider Talks game recap. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick, Ibarra, Nick.
Yeah.
Subscribe, hit the subscribe button down below if you want to continue to be with us this crazy Raiders season, Nick. The Raiders lose 23-18 in a tough one, and we got a lot of stuff to say, Nick.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, this is just horrible. You know, we come out and we score first, and we think, cool. You know, just like last week, go out, punch them in the mouth, and even though they scored 7, you just figured, okay, cool. You know, a lot of punting going on. Remember, I said it's gonna be AJ Cole, you know, punting kind of game. You know, and then offense just doesn't do anything. And I don't care who your defense is. When your offense doesn't do nothing for 2.5 quarters, almost 3, you get a 23-7 score. And you can't really do anything. We put ourselves in this pickle. We put ourselves in a 16-point deficit. They scored 23 straight points in a, you know, and it's something that you just look at and just it's horrible. And it's on both sides. It's not just defense for giving it up. It's on offense for all those 3 and outs and what they're doing.
Yeah, you can forget the stats in this game. Just the Raiders played bad. We were already texting each other in the second quarter about how bad we were playing. And as Raider fans, we knew where this game was heading so early in this football game that it was ridiculous. Everyone knew where this game was heading, and it headed in the direction that we seen it. The Raiders let us down a little bit in the end, getting that touchdown and going for 2, which we got lucky for that Minkah Fitzpatrick penalty call and stuff like that. But this Raider team, it does not look good. They look very bad. And I'm going to say it right here. This Raider team is probably the worst team in the NFL if it was not for Max Crosby on defense and Devontae Adams on offense.
Yeah, those two are anchored. That's your best player on defense. That's your best player on offense.
That's the only reason we're competitive.
And both players give maximum effort. You know, you look at the stat sheet, you know, Crosby had 1 sack, but was all over the place. Yeah. You know, they were following him. Sunday Night Football, thank you for following Max Crosby and giving him the recognition that he deserves.
Yes.
And Devontae just doing his thing. 170 yards?
Yeah.
172 for 2 touchdowns. Does what he does best. And if it wasn't for him having a big night, this would have really been a blowout. But like you just said, if it wasn't for those 2 anchoring down, this would be like you said, the crappiest team in football.
Yeah, so we don't even know where to start in this game, but we talked about a little bit of the players and stuff like that. Let's talk about coaching. I mean, Josh Mcdaniels. I mean, I don't like the coaching. I don't like the play calls. I really don't.
I don't like. You're right. I don't like.
We'll talk about what's going crazy on Twitter, which is the field goal at the end. Which I don't mind the field goal. The Raiders shouldn't have put themselves in the position anyways for that scenario where we either have to go for it or hit a field goal. Because if we go for it, don't get it, and everyone's like, we should have hit the field goal, or and
I'm just saying, who knows with our defense? You know, we score a touchdown, get the 2 with minutes left. Though that Steelers offense could have just went down and scored real quick and the game over. You know, I think the only thing that I didn't like is when we went for it 4th and 5, and now you look at it and it's whatever, because you know we would still need the touchdown at the end. But at that time, you know, you're down 16, you kick the field goal, now you're down 13, and you eliminate the having to go for 2s and stuff, which we would have had to do. I mean, we were successful the first one, but then God knows what we're going to do if we scored the touchdown on the second one, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this game was all bad defensively, offensively. Defensively, Kenny Pickett for the Steelers has looked like the worst quarterback in football by far. 100% worst quarterback in football. Today, we made him look like Joe Montana, Nick.
He made him
look like Joe Montana.
And even when he had nothing to throw to, his legs, and it's just like, are you serious? Like, the decision making we were making today was horrible. You know, and you made this offense, who probably is the worst offense in the league. This is probably the worst quarterback in the league.
100%.
You know, and
Wait. Worst quarterback in the league?
Well, after today, maybe not.
Maybe so.
But, you know, this offense who's only put up 8 to 10 points, you know, and is defensively led, you let them do whatever they wanted to today. You know, and it all summed up on the game-clinching play. You know, when he was just wide open for the 4-yard gain for the first down. You know, and it's just, that's Raider football. That's how it should end. You know, we shouldn't even be in this game. You know, you called it. A little bit of, you know, you said the winner's going to be the one who dominates, and then it's going to be close at the end. But it really, and that's what the Steelers did. Steelers dominated. after we put up 7.
Yeah, the Raiders lose on Sunday Night Football. Later in the game, they showed a picture of a video of Mark Davis, and he looked absolutely pissed off with this Raider team, this Raider regime that we have with Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. And that's something I like seeing from Mark Davis, looking pissed, because you're the guy that put faith and trust into these guys. And after week 3, we just look like a very, very bad football team, Nick.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the way Mark Davis looked and all that?
I think you looked at him, and that's how most of Raider Nation looks. Pissed. You know, we sit here and we do this every 3 or 4 years. A new coach comes in, you know, and as Raider fans, me and you text about it. We watch the press conferences, we watch the pressers, we watch their first move and be like, all right, I like what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like what's happening. I like what they're saying. But, you know, they're what they're selling isn't what we're getting.
Yeah.
You know, and this regime came in, boom, Devontae, me and you, they're not messing around. You know, we're going for it.
Yeah.
And then last year happens. You know, before that, Gruden and all of them, their first thing, Antonio Brown. Worst decision ever. And, you know, you go coaches down the line that, you know, they come in, they say the right things. Hey, this is how we're going to do it. We got to go back to the glory days. And they always say, we got to go back to the glory days of, you know, Ken Stabler and Plunkin and all of them and how they played. Well, we don't. We're nowhere close. No. We're nowhere close to it.
We are not close to those 80s and 70s Raiders.
I am tired. I am tired of you know, these coaches and GMs coming in and as a Raider, this and that, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not that. This is what we're getting right here. No matter who it is. And I'm going to just say this. We got the same crappy defense as we did these past years.
Yep.
And quarterback play, no matter who's back there, is not going to get the job done. Is not going to get the job done. We don't got the roster for Jimmy G. And I'm going to say that right now. I don't think we got the roster, the offensive line, the defense for Jimmy G. When he was in the Patriots in San Francisco, he can get away with not throwing a touchdown pass. He can get away with some of this stuff. He can probably get away with throwing 3 picks and still winning the ball game. Well, as a Raider, you just can't do that. Not yet. And it sucks. It's disappointing. And, you know, you look at this and it just sucks.
Yeah, going into this Raider game, we said on the game preview that this game is important for the Raiders. If the Raiders can win this game, then they can be a team that you can see can beat the team that they can beat and maybe go 500 against the teams that, you know, are really good, the Chiefs, the Bills of the league. But they lose this game to a not a good Steelers team, and they get dominated by a quarterback that has not looked good in a season and 2 games. And you just look at this Raider regime, and you're looking at them, and you're like, wow, this regime is not good. This team is not good. Mm-hmm. And you go back to some decisions they made, letting Yannick Ngakoue walk, right, and getting Chandler Jones, and now that backfired on you. A young Yannick Ngakoue let walk away. You get an old Chandler Jones to come in and
leaving like a rocket sin. All right, see you later.
Yeah, and you let these guys walk, and you bring the players you like in. And like you said, Nick, the only guy that has come through out of the players they brought in is Jacoby Myers.
I said that right before the show.
All the players they brought in, which is like 15 or 20 of them, and it's just bad. It's just really, really bad.
And I'm gonna get more into that. There's no excuses of, well, this is year 1. That's not the quarterback that I want. You guys gave me this. No, you got rid of Derek Carr. You brought in your own quarterback who should know the system, and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
And honestly, I seriously think we have a turnover problem with him. That's 5 picks already in 3 weeks. You know, the only guy that you came in is Jacoby Myers, and he's played two hell of a games, 2 really good games actually.
Yes.
You know, your boy Chandler Jones that you just signed is tripping right now.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what, he's not even playing. I'm gonna just say that your boy Chandler Jones is sitting at home, you know, with all the money that you're giving him, and who knows what's gonna happen with that. You know, you bring in your defense coordinator, everybody looks confused. Your offense is taking a major step back. You know, we can go on and on about this. It's just disappointing.
I'm going to say it like this. I'm not even Nick. We've done this show for 2 years or something. I'm not the biggest Carr lover or anything. But, I mean, Carr is better than Jimmy G. Carr really is better than Jimmy G.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Carr is like a majorly better than Jimmy G or anything.
But I know what you mean.
I don't regret the Raiders letting Carr walk or anything. I don't regret it. But I he's still better than Jimmy G. And for you to put all your marbles into Jimmy G, and then they just recently did that contract extension that keeps him for like another year. So like, if Jimmy G played bad this year, we want to go and call him next year, we would only have to pay Jimmy G for this year. But now we got to pay Jimmy G for 2 more years. They stretched it out, and for them to do that is all bad. And it looks like Jimmy G is not the guy. And I'm a big supporter of Jimmy G. I was excited about Jimmy G, but it looks like he's not the guy after 3 weeks. And I would think the only thing that Josh McDaniels can do to show me that he has balls is put Aiden O'Connell in the football game, because he'll give us a better chance to win.
And I think if you do that, if you say, "Hey, AOC, here it is. Here's the keys. Yes. Let's go." Then you kind of know that, you know what, this isn't the year. So whatever he does, if he takes his bumps and bruises, okay, cool, because then he's going to be good year 2, year 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let him take it now. So if we're losing and playing like this with a Jimmy G, when this is all, you're all in.
Yeah.
You're all in. And me and you text when Jimmy G got signed and everything. It was just really like,
it was confusion. It was more confusion than anything.
And it was just like, okay, I get it, but is this really an upgrade? I know he knows the system, but is this really the upgrade? And then you just look at the ranks. Well, look at what the Niners defensive ranked in that year that they went to Super Bowl to what we have now.
Yeah.
Or look at what they did, and look at who we have, or look at the weapons here and the weapons here. The only thing that I thought is he has Devontae.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the numbers to Devontae are really good. But that's it.
It wasn't really an upgrade. It's like you said to me. I texted you, and you're a big Carr supporter back in the day. Not now, because you're a Raider fan more than anything. You're not really a Carr supporter anymore. But back in the day when you're a Carr supporter, and you said that anybody in this offense is going to struggle.
And so
right now.
And so I think, and this isn't a Carr debate, but I'm just saying, like, just those types of quarterbacks, Carr, Jimmy G. This isn't the team or the offense for you.
The system isn't working.
The system is not working. And Jimmy G, you knew the system, Carr. You didn't know the system. You butted heads. We're still getting the same result. Matter of fact, I think we look at just a tiny bit worse.
Yeah, just a little bit worse.
Just a little bit worse. Running game isn't there, but running game wasn't there the past 3 or 4 weeks last year.
Yeah.
Devontae's getting out to a hot start. Yeah. But like I said, I think whether you know the system or not, the way this roster is constructed, the way the system is, and the way McDaniels is running things, this isn't it.
Yeah, but I think we could name all the players that are good on this team.
Oh, yeah.
It's all in our hands. Let's just name them. Max Crosby, Divine Diablo.
Pro Bowler, up-and-coming guy.
Nate Hobbs.
Oh, hell of a game.
And Devontae Adams.
Exactly.
That's it. The 4 guys that are good on this team is just those guys. And I would even put Tyree Wilson there, because I like what he can bring up and coming, which is 5 guys. And I like Trey Tucker personally, which is 6 guys, just not getting them involved. But we can name all the guys we like in our hands.
And if you look at it, and I know the way they're not playing, or Hunter's not getting involved right now, but that's another Pro Bowler.
Oh, Jacoby Myers as well, 7. That's 7.
And I'm just saying, Hunter Renfrow, even though he's not getting the looks or whatever, whoever's fault that is, that's a Pro Bowler right there.
It's starting to look more like it's Jimmy G's fault after week 3, right?
And then you go to Josh Jacobs, not the start that we've hoped. I wouldn't guess this. No touchdowns through 3 weeks. He looks good blocking.
He looks slow.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks slow.
He looks good blocking.
He looks sluggish.
And it's weird because he looks good blocking. And at times catching the ball, he looks good. But you're right. He looks slow. He looks sluggish. But that's another all-pro Pro Bowler right there. We've got talent on this team. The commentator said it. We've got talent on this team. It just never clicks. And it just it does. It just really sucks. And
It's really, really sad.
It's sad. Yeah.
It's really sad what these Raider teams have done lately, especially for such a huge fan base that this Raider team has. For them to come out with this product, and a product on Sunday night, home opener, embarrassing bad.
The world is watching us. We're the only game on, and for that to be the result and everything, it's horrible.
It's bad.
This is who we are, and I said this before, are we going to be the team from the Broncos, or are we going to be the team from the Bills? This is who we are, and even now looking at it now, Broncos are nothing special. They got their butts beat by 50 today.
Yeah.
So, I don't think you can take that win even in consideration, and we struggled, and we barely pulled it out.
Yeah.
You know, so like you said, a good team wins the games that they're supposed to.
And we didn't
then
win our
upsets maybe a couple more to get into that contending spot. We're not. This is not who we are. This is who we are right here. And shoot, we'll be lucky to get a couple.
I hate being negative on the show because I mean we've been the most positive on this show. Even last year when it was all bad,
we were 1-4.
We were positive
and talking about we're gonna go to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's really really tough being positive or being negative because we're Raider fans. We want to be positive. We want to. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are negative. We want to be a positive to people that talk about the Raiders, but it's tough being positive right now.
And this is the product
it's the product that you get on the field. Let's go to Mark Davis a little bit right now. On Twitter, we see Mark Davis going crazy. People talking about the ownership of this team is the reason why we're so bad. But to me personally, I think Mark Davis has tried everything he's possibly can. He brought in Reggie McKenzie as an up-and-coming general manager. Supposed to be the baddest guy at the up-and-comer at the time. And that failed. He brought in old school Gruden and Mike Mayock to come in and help this team, and that failed. And then he tries with the Patriot guys, the guys that have succeeded all this time in Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. He's tried everything for this Raider organization. Yeah. He brought this team to Vegas. People might not like that he brought this team to Vegas, but they were not going to stay in Oakland because people in Oakland are going to lose the A's as well.
Yeah.
So, I think Mark Davis has tried all he can for this Raider organization, and for him to get the product that he has gotten since he's been the owner sucks. It sucks for him. It does. It's embarrassing for him as well.
You know what was funny is that on Twitter the other day I saw that his stat as an owner, like if he's a quarterback, like if he's out there really, whatever. And I know he hired McKenzie and all them. He was the main thing in McDaniels and but it said his thing is something and whatever, and someone put on their if he's quarterbacking the team, he is trying his best. He's not his dad. He's not Al Davis, but he is a Davis, and he's trying his best.
As the years go by, he's more like Al Davis. He's making his decisions on his own.
You're right, and and it's the people that he's bringing in that are messing up. And that. And I just think this regime is just it isn't. They try to do it the Patriot way. We're the Raiders, and they're really trying to do it the Patriot way, how they do it in Foxborough, bringing in all the Foxborough guys and everything.
Something that irritates me is just in the beginning of the game when you announce the players. They don't even announce offense or defense anymore. They just announce the whole team as the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now coming out is your Raiders instead of. Now coming out is your defense. Number 98, Max Crosby.
Yeah, they used to alternate.
They used to alternate and do that. And it's more of like a team thing. But we're the Raiders, man. And it just doesn't feel like it right now. It really doesn't feel like we're the Raiders.
Yeah, it doesn't. And especially when you look and, we watch it on TV, but you look on TV and there's just a whole bunch of towels all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's not because we're in Vegas. No. That's because the product we're putting on the field sucks.
Well, I think it's both. But you're right. Both. But right now we're a struggling team. So just it's a little bit of both. Whatever.
But if we were good, it's 90% Raider fans in that stadium. And that.
You.
Just like the Charger game, it was 90% Raider fans.
Yeah.
Because it was a big game to go to the playoffs in 2021.
21, yeah.
And right now, the product we're putting on the field is not good. So there's not going to be Raider fans in that stadium. It's going to be 50-50 because it's such a good vacation destination spot for opposing teams. But it's just all bad. And I know we might be a little over dramatic right now, but everyone deep down is feeling like this loss is big.
And to be honest with you,
and this regime.
And to be honest with you, this is, if history repeats itself, this is how we are. So it's not like, we can turn it around, or this and that. Our bye is not until late, so there is no regrouping. Hey, let's survive to the bye last year.
Yeah.
Our bye is till the late. Our schedule is we go up against Herbert. We just gave up what we did and looked how we did against Pickett. Now next week we play Herbert.
Yeah.
That team is pissed off because they're not the way they should be right now. And then you go on and our schedule doesn't lighten up for another 4 or 5 weeks, which we talked about last episode. So there is no, hey, let's look at the upside, or we just got to start playing better.
Yeah.
Once we start playing better and showing Raider Nation that, okay, this is who we are, then okay. But until they show us that we're good, this is who we are. We got our butt spanked against the Bills. We did not look good until 7 minutes left of the Steelers game. And then we still do this. You know what I mean? And, you know, you dig yourself into a big hole. This is what happens. No matter how good you're playing or how well you're moving the ball or whatever. You know, you had one good drive in the first quarter. And then
one good drive in the fourth quarter.
One good drive in the fourth quarter. And
let's just talk about these drives. I mean, our offense is so basic. Run the ball or sit back and just wait for guys to get open. When we're not running screenplays, we're not running crossing routes, we're not doing any of that. But right when it's the fourth quarter, game's damn near over. Now we want to run.
Now we start wanting to be smart with it.
Now we want to run crossing routes. Why don't we do that all game? I mean, let's go back. I know I hate talking about the preseason because it is the preseason, but
where's all that?
But our preseason offense is better than our regular season offense 2 years in a row now. Our preseason offense, we do screenplays, we do crossing routes, we do all that stuff. But when it comes to regular season, we just do basic plays. What is that? What's the reason for that, Nick?
I have no idea, and we've talked about this. Why can't preseason translate into regular season from last year into this year? And I don't care about the players or whatever. This is still your system. This is the stuff that you're going to run with no matter who's quarterbacking, who's whatever, and it's working against those coverages, against that defense, against what, you know, you get 3 cracks at them. Last year we had 4, and we looked good through them. And it doesn't add up. You know, and we say, well, where's the play out that we saw at preseason? Or they did this preseason. Why can't we do this with even a better quarterback, a better wide receiver? You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know.
Through 3 weeks, this Raider offense is averaging 15 points. I got a question for you. Are you done with Jimmy G, Nick, already in week 3?
This is still kind of too early, but I'm just gonna say, the 5 turnovers in the 3 weeks, and just us being out of ball games, out of how early we've been out of these past 2 weeks. I could tell you right now, based on his play style, as of right now, I don't believe in him. I don't think he has the defense to be successful, and I don't think he has the right coach and offense to be successful. And that's coming from an offense that you have Devontae Adams in.
Yeah.
So for me, and it's not anything of, well, this quarterback should be here or we should. I just don't think his style matches up of what we're trying to do and just get wins.
Yeah, it's all bad right now. I mean, this Raider Charger game the next week is a must win. And don't get me wrong, I mean, this for how bad a loss this was. This is a bad loss. Well, Thursday. Give us to Thursday. Thursday, we're going to be pumped up. Let's beat the Steelers. Let's go 2-2 and see what happens. Chargers.
Yeah.
And see what happens. But
I mean, yeah. But
it's not looking good. It's not good at all.
And these past 2 weeks, you know, I could see if we won week 1, we were close last week, and then this happened. But we weren't close last week. It looked ugly last week. And for 3.5 quarters, it looked ugly this week.
Yeah, I mean,
so
we played 6 quarters of football. We've only played 1 good quarter. We've only played 2, 4. Oh, we played
2, maybe 3.
We played 6 quarters of football, and we only looked good in 1 quarter. 2 quarters. I'll say 2 quarters against the Broncos. That's
the second half.
Yeah, second half. Yeah.
That team, I don't know what they did.
12 quarters, we only looked good in 2 quarters of the 12.
Yeah.
1 half. 1 half, we only look good. And that's saying a lot about this Raider team, Raider offense, Raider coaching, Patrick Graham on defense, Josh McDaniels on offense, Dave Ziegler, the guys he's picking. Yeah. Because he picked a lot of this offensive line that we have, and it's not looking good. So it's all bad for the Raiders right now, and there's not a lot we can say positive about this Raider team besides Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, you know, and Jacoby Myers, just like 5 or 6 guys. That's it. That's all we can do.
Yeah, you know, and you just look, and running game's not there, but you have a really good 1-2 punch in Devontae and Jacoby.
Yeah. That's the good thing.
That's if you look at it, and what Devontae did today was beautiful. He was winning almost everything. He was making great catches. But I mean,
I just fear that we're gonna ruin the time we have with Davante Adams.
Mm-hmm. And you know, and a lot of people really, you left Rodgers, you left Green Bay for this, and it could end a little bit ugly. He's not a diva. He's not gonna sit there and give me the ball or let's do this, let's do that. But he also does want to win. He expressed that a lot.
Yeah,
he said he wants to win the Super Bowl. He feels like he can do that here.
It could end ugly. It really could end ugly.
And it could end to where he really wants out. And to be honest with you, as much as I love Davante Adams, I've never seen a wide receiver in my lifetime do what he's done in silver and black. And we're wasting that talent.
Yeah, we were definitely wasting it. And I think kind of similar. I wouldn't say we wasted Tim Brown. We wasted a lot of years in Tim Brown. We got some shots at it though, with Gruden and the Gannon era, but we didn't win it. But we wasted some of Tim Brown. I'm afraid that we're going to waste some of Devontae Adams. So that sucks. And then obviously Max Crosby on defense. I mean, he's still young. He's still got a lot of time to go. He's still got a lot of years with Las Vegas Raiders. Got it tatted on him.
Yes.
So that's the good thing. But it's all bad right now. We'll see how it goes. Raiders, Chargers next week. If we can get a win, I think everyone will change their mindset just a little bit.
We just need to look good. We need to play 4 quarters of football, and whatever happens after those 4 quarters happens. But if we can come out just saying, "Hey, we looked good doing it," or progress, and I know that sucks, coming from a Raider, like we just need progress, but just to look good. I mean, like I said, I said this week, Jimmy G has to look good and be efficient. He wasn't at all. 3 picks. And the bad. 2 picks we were driving. Those could have been points.
Yeah.
At least 3. So let's just say, look, that's a 3.
Two of those driving 3 picks on were driving. Could have been field goals. We won the game with those 2 field goals.
And I think the one to Jacoby were almost in field goal range.
Yeah.
So let's just say that. Let's say we kicked the field goal there. And then let's say the 4th and 5, instead of going for it, we kick a field goal. That's 6 points. It's 24-23 right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then a lot of things turn.
The Marcus Peters pick 6 was bad, too. He should have.
Marcus Peters had one hell of a game, though.
Yeah.
He was all over the place.
Well, after when he gave up that big touchdown.
I think that was the only one, but after that...
That was bad. But then after that, it seemed like he was on every play.
His tackling, he looked like the old Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
Except for not catching that ball.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. But catching that ball was tough. Would have been a pick 6, and then obviously the one where he let the guy go by him. Yeah. That was bad too. Those are 2 big plays in the football game, but I really like what I saw from Marcus Peters a little bit. Besides those 2 plays, it's hard to say because those 2 plays could have been the difference between a win or a loss. But I did like the effort and everything, and there were some guys who did not have great effort today for the Raiders. Again, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Today the offensive line gave up sacks too, which were huge, and
everyone was hyping up Alan Minor. Why was everyone hyping up Alan Minor? For 2 weeks in a row, I don't think Alan Minor looked that good.
Yeah.
And this week he really got exposed because the sacks are going to be piled onto his stats now.
Yeah, that, and then you just this struggling offense, and you couldn't get off of the field out after 3rd down.
Yeah,
that. So you look at it, however we did the picks or whatever. I think you just look at the picks and what we could, and if we would have got off on 3rd down, and some of those things, this probably could have been a little bit different. But at the end of the day, it was all bad today, except for Devontae, and we walk out of here with a loss.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one to talk about. Tough pill to swallow. As Raider fans, we'll see you guys next time for the Raiders vs. Chargers game preview. Hopefully this Raider team can somewhat turn this thing around. We'll see you guys next time, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders.